"My real mother is under the well," she whispered, but no one listened. Years passed, the words forgotten, buried like the truth itself. But dreams don't die, and neither do the dead who whisper through them. Now, 20 years later, the ground is ready to give up its secret. When little Emma first whispered, "My real mother is in the well," her foster parents dismissed it as the wild imagination of a traumatized child. She was only 4, freshly placed into their care after being rescued from a neglectful home. The phrase came and went, just one of the many unsettling things she'd say when the nightmares took hold. As she grew older, Emma stopped talking about it altogether, and the strange memory faded into the background of a seemingly normal life. But 20 years later, while renovating an old farmhouse on the edge of town, construction crews stumbled upon a sealed well, long buried beneath layers of concrete and soil. What they found inside was horrifying: a decayed skeleton wrapped in tattered clothing, a locket still resting against its chest. Inside the locket was a photo of a young woman, one that Emma recognized immediately. It was the woman who haunted her dreams, the face that surfaced every time she'd whispered that haunting sentence. The police investigation revealed chilling details. The woman in the well was Emma's biological mother, reported missing 2 decades ago, shortly after giving birth. As investigators traced the story backward, the pieces began to fall into place: an affair, a jealous partner, and a desperate cover-up. Emma's childhood words had not been fantasy. They were a memory, an echo from the past, waiting to be uncovered. And with it, the truth finally rose from the depths of the well. From the moment Ava could speak in full sentences, she would say things that made people uneasy. But the one phrase she repeated most often was, "My real mother lies beneath." Her adoptive parents brushed it off as a child's odd imagination, a remnant of trauma from her early years in the system. No one thought to question it until Ava turned 22 and the nightmares came back with vivid clarity. She described the smell of damp earth, the sound of muffled cries, and the image of a woman with soft eyes whispering lullabies. The memories were fragmented, but persistent. Compelled by a need she couldn't explain, Ava returned to the countryside property where she'd once lived as a toddler. There, in the backyard beneath a withered tree, they found it, a shallow grave. Inside lay the remains of a woman, later identified as Ava's biological mother, missing for over 2 decades. Clutched in her hand was a small ribbon, Ava's baby ribbon, preserved by time and earth. As truth surfaced, so did grief. The woman Ava had dreamed of wasn't a ghost. She was her mother, reaching out from the soil, and Ava had always known, without knowing how. At just 5 years old, Liam stunned his teachers and caregivers with a chilling statement: "My real mom is under the well, and she's waiting." His caseworker noted the comment in her file, but it was chalked up to trauma-induced fantasy. Liam had been placed into foster care after being found wandering near an abandoned farmhouse, malnourished and silent. As the years passed, Liam grew quieter, the memory buried deep. But when he turned 25, the words returned in his sleep, spoken loud enough for his partner to hear. Troubled by the recurring dream, Liam began to investigate his past, digging through old records, police reports, and property deeds. What he uncovered led him back to the same farmhouse where he was found. With help from authorities, they searched the grounds, and there, sealed beneath an old stone well, they discovered a hidden chamber containing human remains. Forensic tests confirmed the impossible. The woman inside was Liam's biological mother, missing since the day he was found. The case made national headlines: a child who had spoken the truth all along. Liam hadn't just remembered, he had known. And for 2 decades, the truth waited beneath the surface, silent but never gone. They said she vanished without a trace, a young mother, gone in the night, leaving behind only a crying infant and unanswered questions. The case faded, like so many others, until time wore down the memory of her name. But the child, named Elara, never forgot. Even as a toddler, she would sit by the window and whisper, "She's calling me." Her adoptive parents assumed it was grief echoing through a young mind, too tender to hold such loss. But as Elara grew older, the whispers turned into dreams, vivid, suffocating visions of darkness, water, and a woman's voice singing through the earth. On her 21st birthday, Elara returned to the remote home where she was found as a baby. Beneath the tangled roots of an old willow, she followed the dreams to a long-forgotten well. What lay below chilled even the seasoned investigators: the remains of a woman, curled as if still cradling something precious. DNA confirmed what Elara already felt in her bones: it was her mother. Buried, forgotten, but never silent. Her lullaby had traveled through time and soil, carried by a daughter who never stopped hearing her. It was not madness. It was a mother's silent cry, finally heard.